28.2 in our Professional Planning Engineer PPE workshop. In this lesson, we will discuss how to prepare our data and how to create our report. In this lesson, we will organize the data and I will tell you how the report works. And in the next lesson, I will go deeply in the report to tell you how I have created it and how you can customize it. So let's start doing our lesson. We have here two folders, the input documents and the output documents. So the input documents, we have the dashboard design. This one I discussed with you the previous lesson. We need to create this report. So in order to create this report, we need some data. The data we need here is the project database. This is a file we have created previously, and I have deleted from it unnecessary columns for this report, and I will tell you exactly what I did. This is exactly the same sheet which we used in the mini schedules, but I deleted all the weeks percentages from it and I kept only the data here, so to keep it light and to be focused in one area in each sheet. So this is the data. We have here all the project data. Also, we need the B6 date weeks. We need to know every activity, when it should start and when it should finish according to the Primavera. So also I have shared with you the PPE final baseline. You can use this or you can use your own, it's up to you. But if you want to use this one, you can import it and repeat the tasks with me. So this simply, as we explained before, this will distribute all our percentage based on the date. So this, I'm using some formulas here to distribute percentage based on date. And when it comes to the week, you need just to identify when the week starts, because in some countries the week starts on Saturday, in other countries the week starts on Monday. So you need to start when the week will start, and these dates all will be Saturdays or Mondays or Sundays or whatever you want. So after you import your schedule, you need to just remove the WBS, and you need the activity ID here. All you need is the activity ID, start and finish. You need these three columns. Just copy them and paste it here. That's it. And be sure that at the very end of the sheet, the formula is working. So because all of these are formulas. That's it. You don't need to do anything else. So I'll close this one now. You know how to do it. And I'm going to discuss now the project update. Do you remember this sheet we discussed last week? We just added some updates to it. We added here some updates based on the weeks, week 1, week 2, week 3, up to week 12, because we want to make a report up to week 12. So we added some dates here using this method, filtering the zones, the areas, and we put the percentage. We copy here. After we finish, we copy all the data and we put in the update area. Also, we have added some hours for the different professions, and we have added the actual start date, and when only the activity reaches 100%, we put the actual finish date. So far what we have the project database, project update, and the project date weeks. So this is in the input, and we have the design of the dashboard we want to do. We have the baseline, so we have everything we need to have right now. So let me open the output document, and the main sheet here is our progress report. Let's open it and discuss in details what is inside it and how it works. As we said in this lesson, I'll explain to you how it works and what each figure from this will present. And then in the next lesson, I will explain to you how to do it yourself or how to customize it. But here, this is the first tab, progress dashboard. 2, the detailed progress. 3, the detailed productivity are the reports. These 3 tabs are the reports. This planned progress data is where I reorganized my data to fit the report. This is what we discussed in the previous lesson. This planned weeks I imported with a query from the B6 dates. So I imported it from here. B6 date weeks I made from data query, and I asked it to be imported in a table. The planned cumulative, also a second table from the same sheet. Database is a database sheet. Actually, I'm not storing the data here. I'm just extracting it from its location. So whenever I update anything here and hit here refresh, it will be refreshed. The updates is a update sheet. I made a query and I asked the Excel to import the updates here. Weekdays also from the same sheet. Actual progress, this is a pivot table based on the actual progress to show me week by week the progress percentage. So I have created this pivot table. Actual progress, this is another pivot table I have created. I don't want to bother you by the details now, but let's go first and see how the sheet works. This Mondays also is a pivot table, and ID name is a pivot table. So let me make here color. I'll make this orange color for all the imported or the data came from external source. So you can recognize from where I get this data. So I'm going to use this color to just identify the tabs I imported from outside. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tabs. Okay, let's go now and discuss our report in details. How this report works. This report will work when you come here. Let me give this tab a green. So you need to do some action here. I'm going to save this one. So when you download it, you will find it with the colors. I have tried and I succeeded to make this sheet fully automated. What I mean by fully automated? First of all, I have selected expected only 5 weeks to be reported. 3 weeks actual and 2 weeks look ahead. So simply, when you choose the week number here, everything will be changed according to this week number. So let's see if I change this week 12 into week 13. You just need to wait some time because everything is recalculating now in the Excel sheet. So I have changed here the week number from 12 to 13. As you can see here, all the previous weeks changed and everything changed. You don't need to do anything. Even in the dashboard itself, you will find the report number. Everything will be changed accordingly. The planned percentage will change. Everything will be changed. So this is the number of the week we are looking for. This is the first thing. So I'll keep it 12 as it was, and I will start explain to you what the contents of this report. So here is a dynamic header telling me the report number. The report number is based on the report week number. Okay, and here is the date is as per the week number. First section in our report is the progress. We have here first item in the first section is the overall progress based on EVM and man hours. And let me elaborate a little bit here. EVM mean earned value management. So what is the difference between earned value management and man hours? Let's see the earned value management. Earned value management will calculate the progress based on the planned value and the earned value. So as per this week number, the planned value was this value and the earned value was this value. These values came from mainly the calculations in the B6 dates weeks. So according to the planned value and the earned value, we got a percentage for the planned percentage and the actual percentage. And here, as you can see, that the planned percentage is 0.98 and the actual percentage is 0.59. And here is the values. What about man hours? The reason I used man hour as a second indicator of the progress, because some consultants, they may say to you, okay, this earned value management percentage is misleading. And they are right. Sometimes it is misleading if you have, for example, a heavy equipment, and this equipment will be installed in a couple of hours, but it represents 10% from your project value. This will be misleading. That's why we are reporting using a second factor. This second factor is the working hours. We have identified working hours for all our activities. So instead of getting the percentage from the money, we're getting it from the hours. We have total budgeted value for the project. And we also have total budgeted hours for the project. And when I say here planned hours, it means the planned hours should be spent according to the planned percentage. How I got this value from? From the planned progress data sheet here. I have created the planned percentage for every week. So this is, as we said, we have always 5 weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here is my data date. So I have here 3 weeks data and 2 weeks for the look ahead. And I have here a pivot table showing me this came from the data loading or the project database, showing me the activity ID, the activity amount, and the required hours. So if I want to calculate the planned value, I will simply multiply this value, which is a percentage of this week, by the amount of the relevant activity. So this is as simple as this. And then I get the total of planned value of this week. and I divide it by the project overall budget to get the percentage. Very simple and straightforward process. So this is the planned value. Okay. What about the planned man hour? Exactly the same. But instead of multiplying this percentage, the planned percentage, by the week, let's go for this one. Instead of multiplying the planned percentage by the amount, I will multiply it by the budgeted hours. So I will know the planned budgeted hours, and with the same concept, I make a submission of all the hours, and I divide it by the project hours. It will give me the percentage. So it is very simple yet effective. Now, what about the earned value? The earned value is the actual percentage multiplied by the budgeted amount. So here, for example, I have the, let me find a value here. Yes. I'm going to make a VLOOKUP. So I'm looking for this value in the actual progress data, which showing for me the actual data, and find the progress percentage multiplied by the activity amount. As simple as this. Okay, here also we have the earned weekly man hours. With the same concept, I got the percentage, the actual percentage multiplied by the hours, and I got the earned hours. And here what we was talking about here, these are the earned hours. They have nothing to do with the actual spent hour. It doesn't matter you executed this work with 1000 hour or 1 hour, you worth, according to our plan, this amount of hours. So as you can see here, that the planned percentage as per the earned value management is 0.89. However, as per the man hour, it is 1.94. And the actual percentage also different with the two criterias. Okay, so I hope now you understand this section of the report and it was easy for you. Now, talking about the second section, this only showing how or when the project supposed to be finished. So the baseline supposed to be finished in this date, and now it will be finished in this date. But before going to this step, how I got the forecast or completion date? This is very nice step. I will tell you about it. The progress update sheet we have created here, the 2B6 tab. All you need to do is to copy these values into the following sheet. This is the B6 activities. You need to copy it here and paste it here. However, I have a VLOOKUP formula here only to be sure that the WBS code is working. So you need to copy this data from the progress update. After you made the progress, you copy this data and you paste it here. What is remaining is to just tell the Excel sheet the activity ID and the WBS code in order to make a VLOOKUP. Okay, so this is the first step. And we have here the actual start, actual finish, and the activity percentage. As you can see, if the activity percentage is 100%, the activity status will be completed. And if it is less than 100%, it will be in progress. So after we copy paste this one, we open our Primavera, File, Import, and use spreadsheet, and you can import it directly in very simple steps. So imagine You can update all your tasks with 10 minutes because the import takes some time. It took from me 10 minutes to update 1000 activity. This is amazing. Actually, when I was doing it manually, it was taking hell of time. So before you importing the updates, you need to assign the project baseline to itself. So from here, from project, maintain baseline, select add, and say save a copy of the current project as a new baseline. Now I have done this step, and I will open to you the schedule I have just updated using this Excel sheet. It's attached in the output folder. But be sure that the name of the sheet is the same for the name for your project. You can change the sheet name, or you can change the project name to be the same in order for import to success. Now I saved one layout. I'll apply it. And after I made all my progress, copy here, import it, and run the schedule, all updated. See, it is all updated. Okay, so from here, I got the finish date, which is 13 June 2019. This 13 June, I just need to put it here. Here you need to put the baseline dates, and here to put the forecast dates. And the Excel sheet will draw this chart for you. So this is the second section, which is very easy. Now let's go to weekly progress. Here we have, as we said, we are in week 12. We have 2 weeks back, 2 weeks ahead. So in the previous weeks, this was the planned values, and for the next weeks, this is the planned values. However, for the earned value, we only have the previous 3 weeks. Here is very simple. This is the planned, this is the actual, week by week. This is the parse. Of course, we don't have anything here because these are a look ahead. Also here, but this is a cumulative. This is a cumulative for the weeks. From where I get this data, we'll discuss this in the next lesson. But now for you, I need to focus what the data we have, and you need to understand it. Now, the same thing here, we created for man hours. We created here for EVM, Earned Value Management. We created just exactly the same for the man hours. So you see, as you can see here, from this sheet, that the performance, this is the planned, this is the actual, and this is the planned, and you can see here the performance, this is the actual, and this is the planned, based on 2 different criteria. Now the productivity, I wish it will not be confusing for you, because we used the term man hours before. Okay, planned spent hours, actual spent hours. What both are trying to say? The planned spent hours are the planned hours should be spent as per our planned productivity and the actual progress. So if I planned to do 50% of certain activity, but I did only 20%. So the calculation here will be based on the 20% only, not the plan. Here according to the progress. Why? Because I want to compare this one with the actual spent hours. These are the actual hours I have spent in the site already. So this is the planned hours. This is the actual hours. And from here, I got the productivity performance. What the performance mean? Do I'm spending more hours than I should have, or I'm spending less hours? So simply we divided this one, the planned, and the actual, and we got this percentage. So we are, according to this report, we are great. We are performing 128% of our project. So we are ahead in the productivity. However, we are behind in the progress. And one more thing, we are 4 days ahead at a time. So see this report tell me how many information I have get. We are 4 days ahead of schedule, and this will automatically created when you put the forecast finish date here. You need to put only one time the baseline. Then when you update the forecast date, it changes this status for you. So far I knew that I am behind as a progress. However, I am ahead as a time, and I am ahead as a productivity. So I'm performing good. Okay, from here, we are telling what are the top 5 productive activities. So here, the activities that are performing good, the top 5, and how many hours we saved so far. Also, the worst 5 activities. Here are the worst 5 and how many hours we lost. So we executed this activity with 444 hours more than what we planned. But as an overall, we are good. We can focus here to be more good. Okay, and this showing for me the overall productivity performance in the past 3 weeks. So I'm seeing that my curve of productivity is going down. So I, as a planning engineer, I could say to the site, hey, come on, you need to focus, because at maybe in 2, 3, 4 weeks, your productivity performance will be bad. So this is the first page or the first section in our report. This could be a senior management report or a dashboard to be discussed in a meeting or to be distributed to your senior managers and so on. The section 2 is detailed progress report. This detailed progress report showing for me the activities as per their stage, zone, building type, activity name, quantity, amount. And we have here planned start, planned finish, actual start, actual finish, planned percentage, actual percentage, and the variance. And also the quantity, actual quantity, planned quantity, and the variance. And we created here a conditional format. So whatever is negative or behind, you will find it red. Whatever ahead, you will find it green. So if you want to filter only the activities behind the schedule, simply you can go filter by color and filter these activities, and here the activities behind the schedule. If you want to filter the activities ahead, you can do the opposite way and find the green ones. However, we have here 2 filters, because we have created here a pivot table that includes all the project activities. It is not visible to print all the activities if there is no progress, planned or actual. So we make these 2 filters. You need just to remove the 0 from here, and you remove 0 from here, and this will be ready for printing. So this is your progress report. It could be very useful for your construction manager or project manager even to know where are the problems and how many or the quantity required to be recovered. Okay, now let's go and see the third tab, the productivity. Same concept we discussed before, but in this report, I have created it differently. Here, as you can see, here is the stage, zone, then apartment, then the activities. Here I created it in a different way, that the column will be here, and no need to make filters here, because I filter only the actual, and here you will find all the relevant data. What are these data? We have here the stage, zone, type, division, activity ID, activity name, and the most important thing, the budgeted hours, planned spent hours, actual spent hours, the variance. And here is the variance. If it is green, it means we are good. If it is red, it means we are behind. And this is for reference that, okay, we are behind here, but did we finish? No, still we have 5% and will be more behind in this item. So simple yet effective report. When you want to print it, I designed this report to be dynamic. It means whenever you added data here or added data here, no problem at all in the printing. So to print this report, you need to click the first tab and then click Control. Second tab, Control, third tab. Why you do this? Because the numbering system will work like this. If you see here that we have here page 1 of 20. You won't see this one if you don't select the 3 of them. And you have now your report. You can save it as PDF. Also, I have created a copy for you. And here is, for example, I have in section 3. After it is finished, page 16, we will go to section 4, page 17. That's why I'm telling you, select all of them before pressing print or save as PDF. Okay. One trick here that if you try to do anything while you are selecting the 3 tabs, you might find that it is not possible. So simply click one tab away, then go back to your report. So let us recap what we have here in our report. This is our week number, which we do it from here. We have the date automatically. Everything is automatic here. You don't need to do anything except the forecast completion date or the completion date according to your update. How this sheet works. First, you need to fill the input 3 sheets, 1, 2, 3. And in normal ways, the project database and the B6 dates will be fixed unless you did a revision or a revise the schedule. You need to change some data here. Whatever will be changed is the progress update. So whenever you change anything in the progress update, you need to change it. It's already open. So close this one. So you need to add data here, save it, and then just make a refresh here. For example, let's go and see how to make the refresh, because there is one trick I want to notify you about it. Let's say we will increase this activity percentage from 95 to 99. So I'm going to add it here. And I'll keep it week 12. Let me check when it was started. This one, actual start. And I'll put here 4%. I'll add some hours here. Then I will save this one and close it. Here I need to do refresh 2 times, because the first time it refresh the queries and import the new data. Second time it refresh these tables. So I'm going to refresh 1 time. In my opinion, this is a bug in the Excel, because they should make the query before the calculation. They are doing the opposite way. Okay. Now, you might find the same error when you are trying to refresh. This is telling me could not find the path of the files, because we just changed it. Okay, so here you will have the same error message when you are trying to do so. So from the connections, you need to define the path for everything here. So the database are going to the properties, definition, and I'll browse where the program should find my database. Here is project database. Yes, and this is the database, and click OK. So the database is finished. Planned week, same here. You need to define where the connection will happen. This is the beauty of the Excel. What was this one? Planned week, B6 date weeks, and this is the planned BW. So if you don't know where to link it for this one, this is the table name. So I'm going to open my sheet. I'll click cancel for now. Here we from the data, from the design, this table called week dates, which is week dates, and here we have B6 data. This is a table name, planned BW, so this is B6 data. So I'm going to define again my connection. So again, after making all the connections, just go for data and refresh. But before doing this step, I recommend you to get a copy of your report. Keep one copy safe, because sometimes when the table or the pivot table make a refresh and didn't find the column name, it became not applicable, and then you have to redo it manually again. So I advise you to always keep a copy away from your editing and test for a copy to connect. Once it is connected, you need to do a refresh all, and as you'll see in a moment, that all the data will be refreshed. We need to do refresh twice, as we said earlier. This method is effective, especially if you are working with big size files. So I'm doing refresh now. Let's see our update if it will work. So the first refresh is working now, running the queries in the background. Okay, now the data updated. Let's update the tables by doing another refresh. Here where the calculation happens, and you should see all the updates. Here the value already gone, and it is not red anymore, because I put in the conditional format a condition that if it is more than 1%, then make it red. So this is the concept of creating professional reporting and linking all your data into different places without being storing the data in the same sheet. So I need you to practice in this sheet, do it yourself, try to connect with your work even, And in the next lesson, we will discuss the components of this report, how I did it, and how you can customize it. Thank you for watching this lesson, and see you in the next one.